feet tall and come. Make the mic with black. Came out.
Yeah.
So
Trailer parks are a ripoff, though. Like, I looked into going to a trailer park, too. That's how trash I am. It's two brothers talking about living in a trailer park.
yeah, well, dude, I don't even know what to call this podcast, but a part of me was like white trash caviar or something like that. Just two
Hey.
white trash people, but like,
Call it
dude,
whatever you want. We're such trash, bro. It's crazy. I think about some of the shit that we did as a kid. I'm like, dude, we are garbage.
we were trash, dude.
Like, it fucking used to rain in the front yard, and we used to go slide in the mud.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's straight
Yeah.
garbage. And then one time, me and Josh, our younger brother, we were sliding in the mud out front. We were kids, and some dude threw a fucking beer bottle out the window at us, and he didn't hit us. But who does that? It was a Corona too. It was a glass bottle. It wasn't like a can. Like, who is driving down the street and sees two kids playing outside and then whips a Corona bottle out the car window at them? Like, it's that's absolutely wild.
Just goes and chucks a Corona, like, because you guys were like what? Like, it was like a 12 and like 7 kind of scenario.
Young, way too young to get a beer bottle chucked at us.
Yeah, that's insane, dude. But yeah, I mean, we were a little white trash, like, growing up. I remember too being like,
we were straight up white trash.
Yeah,
we were not like a little white trash. What are you talking about? We had like a couple years of not white trash.
Yeah.
Post 2008, we are trash, yo. After the stock market and the housing market went down, that was straight trash from us.
Yeah.
Because that was the end of the good memories.
I'm trying to picture, like, because like you'll walk up to the house and it'll be like, oh, okay, like we're getting up, but then the closer you get, you're like, oh, all the white paint's faded off of this, all the bricks kind of like it's got the green mold growing up it. We have these concrete steps that were still like the like Canon, like the Navy Canon gray, and that was all chipping, and then the blue layer from underneath it was, and then like when you get inside, it's like, oh, here's a living room with like 3 sofas that they got for free from family friends on the right.
None of these couches match.
Yeah. And then like an IKEA table that they bought back in like 2006 that like they haven't even like replaced ever. And that was it. That was the house.
We used to have a leather half wall. Remember that?
Yeah.
We had a half wall around the house, like underneath the chair rail, and it was like purple leather, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know whose idea that was. I mean, I know whose idea it was. It's definitely mine.
I know, yeah.
Dude, it definitely wasn't Dad. That motherfucker wasn't doing jack shit. If you listen to this, you bitch, you weren't doing jack shit. What the fuck? You couldn't paint the steps out front, you lazy ass motherfucker.
Dude, and we had a power washer. Like we had like the gas power washer. All it takes is you just need to go out and like power wash it. I don't even know why we didn't do it, but I feel like I was like scared to do stuff around the house growing up. Like I felt like I was gonna get in trouble if I did stuff. I don't know why,
Dude,
but like
I think back to how like we didn't clean and shit, and how Mom was the only one who cleaned, and she was also the only one who worked. So it was like, I think back, I'm like, damn, dude, we probably fucking should have done a couple dishes here and there. You know what I mean? You could have fucking helped her out a little bit. But you're so young, you don't think about that. At one point, we had the dishwasher screwed shut because they couldn't afford to get the dishwasher fixed.
Really? I must have been in Portugal when that happened. I don't remember that happening.
I mean, you know how down bad you got to be to screw the dishwasher shut instead of paying $200-$300 to get that shit fixed?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah, you're down bad. You should have seen that house after Mom left. I remember when I was a kid growing up thinking that we were rich because we had a house. And then when they lost the house, I was like, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense. Okay, I understand.
I get it now.
I see what's going on.
We started up here, and then it just kept trickling down here.
Yeah,
dude, I stopped by. I think I only went to the house once when Dad was still living in it. After Mom left, as far as it goes, like I don't know. I don't know where you were. I know Dad was there because we watched a movie on the sofa, and I was like, "Ooh, this is." Right. I was like, "This is sad, dude. This scenario, dude." It was, and even like the lighting in the room, I was like it feels dark right now, dude. Like I don't know how you're living in this, but like, dude, I would be out. right
It
now,
was
I'd be gone.
dark, dude. Let's get some background context on that house. So I can't even get into the story. I was living in a straight up trap house. Like I'm talking like two dudes with fucking 50 pounds of weed on each shoulder would come in and fucking dump them out, and then fucking it was bad. I just had the room upstairs. This was my roommates who were fucking getting after it.
Yeah.
But then I come home one day from work, and my roommate is pulling a fucking gun out of the ceiling. I had drop ceiling in my room. He's
Yeah.
pulling a fucking Draco, which is like a little tiny AK, a Draco, and a fucking bag of meth. It was in my room. He was hiding this shit in my room.
Yeah,
And-
yeah. That's how it goes, dude.
And this
The random roommate upstairs, he doesn't have anything to do with this. That's where all the drugs are. It's in your room.
dude, I had no clue. And they were selling mad drugs at this house. There was always someone coming in, coming out. Like this house was hot as fuck. So when
Yeah.
I came home and I seen them pulling shit out of my ceiling, I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? That would have been me. If this place got raided, that would have been me. I would have been in jail. These motherfuckers wouldn't have fucking said shit. They would have let me take that on the chin, yo.
Yeah, 100%.
That's fucked up.
They'd have been like, we have no idea who that is. He's the weird guy that lives upstairs, dude.
I would have looked like El Chapo, a bag of meth and a fucking AK-47. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are we doing here?
Two
Yeah.
giant federal charges on you.
Dude, I would have been booked. And
Yeah.
my one roommate was a little fucker, dude. He was a little fucker. So he like took a bunch of drugs on the front. Like a bunch
Yeah.
of drugs on the front.
Yeah.
And because he used to sell a lot of drugs, right? But then I
Yeah.
think he got, because he took a little sniffy on the front. A
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
sniffy.
yeah.
It wasn't a little sniffy. It was a lot of sniffy on the front.
Wait,
And then let's
wait,
just
and
say he wasn't getting rid of it besides putting it up his own nose.
Great. Was this
So-
we don't have to say his name, but did his first name start with an F?
No, it was the one that you wrestle with.
Oh, wait. And it starts with a J?
Starts with an E,
Oh shoot. Okay, yeah, okay.
and he's
okay,
got
I
a
already-
brother. He's got a
Yes,
brother.
yeah.
And at one point, the brother was staying with us too, yo.
dude, that's insane, dude.
Dude, he had
Okay,
a,
that makes sense why you were saying that about them when you were here a couple weeks ago.
yo,
I was like,
fuck
really?
both of them, yo. I fucking hate both of them. But the one who was a roommate, not the brother, he was only with us for a couple weeks or whatever. But so we didn't know he took all these drugs on the front. We thought that he paid for these drugs, right? And he had a fucking Great Dane, right? That wasn't
Yeah.
potty trained. It wasn't snipped, and it was a girl. So the Great
Oh.
Dane would get its period
Yeah, she'd have her periods. Yeah, her
in the
menarche.
house. A Great Dane
Ew.
period. You know what a Great Dane period looks like? There's
Enormous,
blood
dude.
everywhere. There's blood everywhere, yo. And this dog was shit in the house. The shits that this dog would take would be massive, yo. Period. Dog period blood and huge shits and it's fucking drugs everywhere. It was crazy. I
And
remember
you were
one
like, I
time,
need to get out of here.
I was like, all right, it's time to go. One time they opened up a big old bag of Xanax, like this, like a fucking bag of chips. Wow. And fucking Xanax went everywhere, yo. And we had a shag carpet. So you could literally just
You
go
were
in the
finding them in
carpet.
there.
You could just go in the carpet and pick a fucking Xanax out of the fucking carpet. Shit was crazy. But yeah, so this motherfucker,
Wait, for
He-
context, how old were you when you were living there?
I was 18, 19. I got
Great.
kicked out of our parents' house.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
you're
think
at
why
the
that was.
you're,
Oh,
you're at the edge of your youth.
I was having my girlfriend sneak in the window at night.
Yeah,
That's a whole different story. But I got
It was
kicked out
great
of the
'cause
house.
I learned about all this secondhand from like everybody else because I was like over in Europe, so I was like was just hearing stories. I was like, oh, that little rascal's getting into stuff over
Dude,
there.
I was getting after it. And this chick was a slut, yo. She was a straight up slut. Like to the point where she would sneak in even though we got called multiple times before. And then we would just wake up and mom would yell at us.
yeah,
and it
yeah,
was just
yeah.
like, all right,
She was,
we'll do it.
she was initiating it half the time.
Yeah, we'll do this again tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just no fucks given. And so then I was like, all right, hit my boy Frank up. Oh, I said his name. I didn't say his last name though. And he's
I'll
not the
bl-
one with the drugs. It was the other one.
Okay, I'll bleep it out. And
I don't care. He ain't never gonna listen to this shit.
okay, yeah.
But I hit him up
Your boy Frank, I do have a funny story about that, but about him.
about him.
but-
What? How?
He was supposed to be in a fight.
Oh,
So
with
like this kid named Andrew. He was a grade above me. He was this ginger kid, right? So he was friends with the Pyatt's. This is episode 1. No one's gonna listen to this. He was friends with the Pyatt's, and yeah, this kid was like, I knew it was something stupid, but he had gotten some weird beef with Frank. Who this kid was like a senior, and Frank must have been like a freshman, like at the time, right? And he's like, I'm gonna fight this freshman. Whatever. We go behind Giant and that like little walking path, and there's a bunch of kids, and we're all waiting for Frank to show up. And like this dude's pumping himself up, and like get himself psyched up. He like tackled a tree, right? Just like there was this like dead sapling, and he tackled it. And like as soon as he tackled it, Frank showed up, and Frank was like, "No, I'm okay. I don't even know what this is for. I'm out. This is weird." Right? And like the kid Sean got up and he was like, "I'm really glad he doesn't want to fight. I think it just dislocated my shoulder." And then like he moved his arm, and like his collarbone's just like sticking up
Oh,
essentially. And we're like, "Ooh, shoot, dude." Yeah, so he broke his shoulder trying to tackle that tree, hyping himself up for the fight.
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I did this fight, me and Frank, against a bunch of other guys, but that's a different story. But to wrap the other story up, what ended up happening was I found the drugs, or no, I found my roommates hiding the drugs in my room.
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right, I'm out. So then I went back home. This is the house that we were talking about. Parents split. The dad is there alone. Our dad.
Yeah.
I went back there, and they had a furnished shed outside. It wasn't furnished, but it was drywalled, and it had carpet and shit down.
Yeah.
And they said, because you smoke weed, I don't want you in the house, but you can live in the shed.
Yeah.
So I lived in the fucking shed for a while. A decent amount of time.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
like, I don't know, not a year, but a little under a year I was in that shed.
Yeah. Do you want to come
Because
and say hi?
who was it, Mikkel?
Yeah.
Yo, what is good?
Oh,
Oh, Olive's in there too.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's the whole crew. Oh yeah, little Adolf. I showed him Adolf. Yeah.
Little Adolf
We're-
puppy.
Little Adolf. I want to get like a 2-sided dog collar, so when he's being good, he can be Butters, and then when he's being bad, we can switch it to Adolf.
Flip him around, Adolf.
Yeah. And Butters is awesome too, because Mikkel had never seen South Park, and I was like, and then this last week we've been watching a ton of South Park because of it, and she's like, "This show's hilarious."
Dude, classic. There's some classics in there.
Yeah, she'd
That's
never
the
seen
classics.
South Park before, so getting Butters has been like us watching South Park together. It's been sweet.
That's great. The early
But-
seasons are gas.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, I don't want to derail you. Keep going.
Oh, okay. But so I'm living in the shed,
Yeah.
and our dad is living in the house, right? And then at one point, me and my whore girlfriend broke up. Right? We broke up many a times, but this
Yeah.
was the last time. She was street walking after we broke up.
On
Like-
Ridge Road?
No. I mean,
no, like post
I mean-
up street walking.
down in the city, like sucking old man's cocks for money.
No way, dude. What?
Yeah. So,
She was like 18. She was 17, right?
dude, honor roll 1 year at St. Joe's, which is a nice
Yeah.
school in Philly. Honor roll, no, 1 semester. Next semester, dropped out, sucking old man cocks for money.
Dude.
But
What was the catalyst for all this, do you think?
I have no clue. She was just a whore, I think, and I think she just was like, but she was smart as fuck. Like she honor roll
Yeah.
at St. Joe's 1 semester, and then the next semester she's dropped out.
Yeah, I mean, she's pretty smart. She's like, I could get student loans, or I could
Or I
be
could
making $150 an hour starting out at 18 years
I could
old.
suck some old man penis.
Yeah, over here on Baker Street.
But yeah, so I found out about that, and I was like, all right, we're done or whatever. And I wasn't with her for a while, and then she hit me up and was like, yo, like, I need a place to stay, pretty much. And I was like, you can stay with me, but I'm not fucking you. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not really trying to hang out with you or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
No, I actually did not fuck her. I swear to God.
Okay, I was about to say.
It was done at that point. We had broken up and got back together so many times that at that point it was actually
Yeah.
done. Like I was like, all right, this bitch is a hooker. I'm not fucking a hooker. You know what I mean? Like I can't be doing that. So at one point,
I might be
She was
weak, but I have standards.
yes, at one point she was staying downstairs in that room that was next to the bath, the old game room.
Yeah.
So it was divorced dad, ex
Dang,
girlfriend in the
dude.
house, pothead living in the shed out back. That house was fucked up, yo. That
What?
was
So wait, they were split, and you were like still. They were split, and you were still living in the shed. Is that so you could just smoke weed whenever you wanted, basically? Because like dad
yeah.
would
They
say
were like,
something.
just go out there and do it out there. They were like, we don't care as long as you're in the shed.
Yeah.
I was like, all right,
Well, I
that's way
mean, you
better than it
kind
was
of.
when I was a kid. You know what I mean? I'll
Yeah.
take
Yeah, that's
'cause
true.
when I was a kid, I would get fucking. I mean, this motherfucker, he must have been digging in my room because he would find my weed every single time. He would find my weed, bro, and then he would take it. He would take whatever I was smoking out, a bong, bowl, or whatever, and he would go
Yeah.
in the trash can and he would smash it. So I would go in my room. This happened so many times, and I would look for my weed. Like, yo, where's my weed at? It wouldn't be there. And then I
Yeah.
would go outside and I would look in the trash can, and I would just see a pile of broken glass from a bong and all my weed like in the broken glass.
Yeah.
And at
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
point, I
Yeah.
can't smoke it
Yeah.
'cause it's got like broken glass and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
dude, even dabs. I had dabs one time, and I put it in my pants, right?
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
put the pants in a dirty basket of laundry. And this motherfucker found them Johns. How? How?
Because he's a bloodhound from marijuana, dude.
Like,
That's
how
why.
did he find that shit? I would like confront mom, like, come on, like, what is this shit about? And she was always like, it like she would never say it was him. She would never snitch,
Yeah.
but she was like, it wasn't me, pretty much. You know what I mean? And I'd be like,
Yeah, that's
what
because she
the
didn't want to
fuck?
argue with you. That's why she was like, I don't have the energy, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it got to the point where I would take my weed and I would put it in a bag, right? Or a piece of
Yeah.
Tupperware or something. And I would
Yeah.
put a fishing line around it and I would throw it up in the gutter on the outside of the house.
which is good because those gutters like haven't been cleaned in forever.
And then I would fishing line the weed out. And then
Yeah.
that was the only way that I could find where he would not find my weed. Everything. I cut a slit in the mattress, the part that went against the wall. I cut
Yeah.
a slit in there. Nothing, bro. It's nothing
Yeah,
to
yeah,
hide.
you still found it.
Nothing
That's
to
because
hide.
you gave him a misdirect. He's like, I know if I look here, like I'm gonna find weed. So it's not there anymore, dude. It's on the other side of the house hanging out of the gutter that you haven't cleaned out in months. Well, years.
And he was a
So
fucking hound dog for that shit.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
He's got a
the wrestling guy that we were talking about,
Okay, yeah.
the old roommate.
Yeah.
So
Which is
even
so funny because my image of him is so different than your image. Just
Bro,
because like
I loved him, bro. I have great memories
Yeah.
with him. Like, he's a great guy and everything. He just got wrapped up in the wrong shit. Like, I have so many funny memories of this dude. Like, hilarious. Like,
I feel
I
like
had a fucking trench coat duster that I got at the thrift store. It was like a full length leather coat that went down to your ankles. And he would
Yeah.
run around the house with a machete in that duster and be doing like,
yeah,
sword
yeah.
moves all like coked out. Yo, it was hilarious.
I
But
feel
then he
like
got a little
knowing him and
tippy.
his brother, they both like to take it to like 100, basically.
Yeah, that's
Like
pretty
maybe
much what happened.
Yeah, like because
Because-
him and I, we would. There was one time we were in our buddy's Corvette, and him and I were in the back seat, and we were smashing mailboxes with like an aluminum softball bat,
As you
which-
should.
which was fun. That was like before wrestling practice, and
Jesus.
then yeah, that was yeah, I did. That was. I think it was his idea. I was just like,
Yeah, he was
I was
wild.
more
for
friends
sure.
with the guy that was driving anyway, so I was like, yeah, like I'll come along, whatever, dude. And so
Yeah.
next thing you know, we're just smashing mailboxes.
He was a wild one. But pretty much he told me after I moved out, he was going to get drugs. And this is
Yeah.
just weed. I'm talking about weed. And so he was like, yo, like, give me some money. I'll go pick it up. I had done this 100 times before with this guy. You know what I mean? So he
Yeah.
got money from all of my friends of varying levels. I gave him $700. My roommate, Frank, gave him $2,000. And then another guy that I know gave him 20 grand.
Okay, that's a lot of. That's a ton of money. What kind of loan is that?
Well, because he would go down to the city and pick stuff up and bring it back.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
He
From
could
the guy
flip it
that he
quick.
knew.
yeah.
And then we never seen him again. Ever. None of us ever
Oh,
seen him
and
again.
Is that when he joined the Marines?
Yeah, and then he ran away. We don't know what happened to him. This is when we found out all this shit that happened. He was gone, disappeared. We never seen him ever again.
Yeah.
And then my Frank and then my other friend were still in the trap house that I moved out of, right?
Yeah.
This is
Trap
after
house
he-
or trap home?
Yeah, it was a trap home. Dude, I feel so bad I think about this all the time. We had neighbors right?
Yeah.
It was a split home. We had neighbors on the left side. And
What were the neighbors like? Was it an old couple? It's like, these rowdy
like-
kids keep us
No,
young.
it was like a 40-year-old couple, like a lawyer husband and his wife or
Oh.
whatever. They own their half. We just rented our half for like $800. Yo, and
Yeah.
that house was a constant blunt circle.
That's-
There was
Dude,
literally
they had to have known. They were scared of
Bro,
you guys.
they would knock on the door all the time and tell us to stop smoking in there. And my
Dude.
roommates would never listen, bro. Their house must have stunk, bro.
Dang,
It must
dude.
have stunk.
I
They
might be a
ne-
lawyer, but I'm a real estate lawyer. Like, if I knew better, I would stop him, dear. I promise. Dude, you guys were legit like cucking the husband.
Oh, I
Being-
felt
she's
so
like-
bad.
you
for the
know,
dude.
she was like, they're still smoking over there, and he's just like, I know.
Dude, there was
He's like,
nothing you
they're
could do.
kids.
And then we had a neighbor underneath us. It was a couple, a girl and a guy. And Frank is actually dating the girl now. They broke up.
Dude,
Yeah,
you know,
which is
he was
crazy.
playing the long game.
I guess so, but the
Good for him.
boyfriend was like would only play video games. He would always be on the video games. We
Yeah,
would
yeah.
hear the girlfriend from downstairs. We would hear her screaming, like, "Why won't you fuck me? You always play the video games and you never fuck me." Dude, she would be screaming. We would be dying, bro. We'd be cracking up, bro. I guess he wouldn't fuck her. She was pretty hot too. But dude, it was hilarious. We screaming at this dude. Crazy.
What?
Crazy. Oh wait. But back to the other side. I'm sorry. I'm ranting here.
Did you put down Madden? Or like, were you playing like
think you-
FIFA with him upstairs too? And you're like,
Dude,
all right,
I
after
think
this
he was a
game, after this
PC
game.
gamer or whatever. We would actually have parties because it was like a twin. And
Yeah.
then 2 apartments on the one side, so the whole side of that building. And we were cool with the couple
Yeah.
downstairs, and we would throw joint parties, like
Cool.
in both of the houses. So that was actually good. But
Dude. Oh,
I'm trying to
man.
think. Oh, one time. Oh, who was it?
This is great content, by the way. I'm loving this.
All right, good. I think it was Kevin Riley. I think we had a party one time. And,
Jake Smith don't care. He drops names so
dude,
easy.
I don't give a fuck, yo. I'll bring Kevin on here. He's sober now. Shouts out to Kevin, yo.
Okay, that's good.
Doing
I'm
good
not
in your
saying like the podcast doesn't go anywhere, but like I'm planning on clipping stuff. I won't clip names, obviously, but it's like the page gets like 40 million people a month, like that are watching this stuff.
Dude,
so you never know.
Clip it all. I don't give a
Okay.
fuck. And nothing I've said here, I didn't say on my own podcast. I already got in trouble for anything that I've already said.
Okay. Yeah.
But we had a party downstairs,
So funny, dude.
and we were playing beer pong.
Yeah.
Or Kevin was playing beer pong with one of the neighbors' friends or whatever, right? And then Kevin lost or whatever. And then the guy like reached out to shake Kevin's hand, right? And then
Yeah.
Kevin went to shake his hand, right? And then the guy put his other hand on Kevin's elbow. Like, you ever seen that sometimes? Like when they shake hands?
It's like the
You know what I mean?
Trump move where he always has to win. Like he
Yeah.
has to try to win a handshake every single time.
So the other guy like put his hand on Kevin's elbow, and then we were like, "Yo, Kevin, like grab his elbow, like give him the elbow
Do it.
back." And Kevin was like, "I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not fucking touching his elbow. I'm not fucking doing it." And then it almost like caused a big fight. We had to like split him up. We were like, "No."
Yeah. Dang, hey, Kevin Riley is like a little pit bull, or he's no. I should say he's like a little terrier as far as it goes too. But
Yeah, he's got that fucking fire in him, dude.
I was about to say he's got the
fire.
crazy eye. He's got the light switch his dad has, where you can just like flip it.
Oh, for
like-
sure, dude.
Like 1 second he's chill, next thing you know he's like on rabies, and he's like I'll kill you.
For sure, dude. But dude, so then the 2 guys who were still living in the trap house at the time, my boy Frank, shouts out to Frank. Hope you're doing good. And then my other boy, whose name I won't mention. But,
because the allegations against him are still pending.
He's actually doesn't smoke weed anymore either, which is crazy.
That's good. I feel like he's got. I feel like. No, I don't know. Like I feel like I could see that as far as it goes, but I feel like he had the potential more to like flip his life around than per se like his brother.
Oh, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he's good now. He's
Okay,
He lives down in
Yeah, I
Philly and
know.
everything.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But so those 2 are chilling in the crib, and this is after our other roommate, the wrestler, robbed all 3 of us. Those are the 3 people I'm talking about: me, Frank, and the other roommate.
Gotcha.
And the other roommate is the one that he took for 20 G's. But
Dude, that's
outlandish.
that's some bold stuff for
That's
just being like,
outlandish.
oh yeah, I'll give that back. I would be in California. You would never find me again.
Dude, so then they're chilling in the crib, and this big, tall ass guy. I'm not gonna say what race he is. Big, tall ass guy.
This Korean
come-
man.
Yeah, Korean, Filipino man, clearly.
Clearly. He's
But,
speaking Tagalog the whole time.
Yeah. But so he walks into the crib smoking a cig, just walks in, doesn't knock or anything.
Yeah.
And he walks upstairs to them and like flashes a strap. And it's like, yo,
Classic. Yeah.
he's like, yo, your boy told me that you guys are gonna give back all the money that he owes me. And that's when we realized that all the drugs that he got were on a front. Like we
oh
didn't know.
shoot, dude. So what was he? Was he just putting them up his nose?
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude, no way.
Yeah. And it was a crazy amount to be putting up your nose, like crazy.
Dude,
Like,
this is literally
sounds
like
like
this is a
human
movie
body
scenario
takes
too.
cocaine. Like, the human body
Yeah.
is built for cocaine because when you were a kid, you think you do like one line and you would die. But I seen this motherfucker do like, yeah,
He's
yo.
dead.
He did
And guess
not
what? It
die.
gets- the more you do it, the more you get. Dang, dude.
But then, so he said to them, like, yo, I heard he's going to give back all the money. And then they had to like plead with him, like, yo, like, he robbed all of us. Like, we don't have anything.
Yeah.
And then he was like, all right, well, I'm going to be back in a week and y'all better have my money. So,
Like how? Yeah.
which was never going to happen, obviously, because
Yeah.
it was so much money. It was way more than 20 G's.
Yeah.
And- And we don't even know if this is the only guy that he owed money to. He could owe money to multiple people. We don't know. You know what I mean?
That's a good. Next thing you know, there's another guy like knocking on the door as far as it goes.
Right. So they moved out. And then I went back a couple
Good.
weeks later, and the whole place was ransacked.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
after they had been out for a week, but they still had like a month left on the lease
Yeah.
that they had already paid for. So me and Frank went back like a couple weeks later, and the place
Dude, how
was
paranoid were you coming
fucked.
back?
Dude, it was fucked up. We were like, I mean, we could tell
Yeah.
no one was in there, but we were like, geez. And we went in, we could tell that the whole place had been fucking ransacked, yo, like ran through.
And they didn't find anything except Xanax in the carpet.
Yeah, that's it. That's all they could find.
Yeah.
But then we realized some shit. One weekend, the roommate who got all the drugs on the front, he came back. He wasn't answering any phone calls, texts, or nothing for
Yeah.
a whole weekend, right? And
Yeah.
he shows up on Monday in a sling, right?
Okay.
And he tells us like, "Oh, I was riding dirt bikes with my friends up in the mountains. We didn't have any service or whatever."
Yeah.
Right? And we didn't think
Yeah.
anything of it because we didn't know the spot that he was in at that time.
Yeah.
But then come to find out from a third party that he had been kidnapped. they they picked him up and they threw him in the trunk of they beat the shit out of him and then they
Yeah.
threw him in the trunk of their car. And then he was like, yo, I know a guy who owes me a bunch of money. Like, you take me down there and I'll go pick up the money right now and I'll give it to you guys. And then apparently when he went down, I think it was in Philly too. So I think
Yeah.
he went down to the guy who owed him money, which was a lie, obviously. And then when they opened the trunk, he just fucking bolted. And then he came back.
Yeah. He scooted out of there.
And he
Thank
came
you.
back Monday morning. And we were like, and he was like, I was in a dirt biking accident. And we were like, oh, all right. You know, didn't think anything of it.
whatever. Yeah, makes sense.
Didn't think anything of it. But yeah, so that's how I ended up in a motherfucking shed, which was crazy.
Yeah, it's great.
And then-
So this was the shed that we made for Nikki too, because like she was moving back to PA, and then you went in, or was this way before that?
I don't think she ever lived in there. I think mom was using it as an office beforehand.
Okay, that's what it was. Because I was like trying to remember, because when Nikki moved in, we gave it like kind of like a touch up. Like I put insulation in there, and we did some wiring and all that. But I'm like, I think what you're saying is before that. So I'm like, but I forgot mom had it as an office, which is a dope idea.
Yeah, so
Like-
maybe Nikki was gone, and then
She was probably out west, and then
had
I
no
was
clue
there.
where she was.
I'm glad we both had all three of the Smiths had some great character building experiences during those pivotal years as far as it goes. Different sides of the coin as far as it goes, but
That is true.
we were all in the trenches in the same year as far as it went.
That is true. Yeah, that was a rough time.
Yeah.
And then that ex who was living at the house, right?
Yeah.
I went on a vacation to Mexico. So I locked the shed up.
But are we
Because I-
talking Yucatan, or are we talking Puerto Vallarta?
I went to Playa del Carmen. I
Dude,
went to
I love Playa del Carmen so much. I stayed at a Swedish hostel there once.
I didn't say it hostel. I said it all inclusive.
Okay, whatever,
It
whatever.
was sick, dude. It was fucking
Yeah.
sick. It was $1,000 for a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
You know, private section of the beach,
Yeah. Yeah.
fucking
Yeah. Yeah.
pools with swim up bars everywhere. $1,000. Like, say less. On the beach, the fucking dude was walking around selling dream catchers,
Yeah.
right? Like walking up and
Yeah.
down the beach
Yeah,
selling
well, because
bracelets.
that's what they do. They're like cigars, dream catchers, luchador mask, cocaine, whatever
Dude,
you
so
want.
that's where I was getting at. Yeah, so he was like dream catcher, dream catcher. And then the second we came up to him, like he didn't ask us a follow up. No,
Yeah.
no. Immediately, the second we got up to him, cocaine and marijuana, like immediately.
Yeah. You're like, wait a second.
And I was like,
Dude,
I'll take some weed. Yo, and then in front of the whole beach,
probably so bad, dude.
he
But
fucking
yeah,
takes-
that whole beach is like just flooded with people too, just hanging out there. And those guys go up and down the entire time.
yeah, that's all they do. And he goes right in front of everybody, right in his dick, and starts fucking starts doing the Zoolander, like digging around in his nuts, yo, and like pulls out a bag of weed of like some of the worst weed I ever seen in my life, yo. It was straight up disgusting. I was like, I got this Mexican nut weed.
It's all
Yeah, I'm about to
stems, yeah.
It was so gross, dude.
Yeah, seeds and stems from my nuts.
Dude, but then my ex, who was still at the house,
Yeah.
broke into my apartment and stole all my weed.
While you were in Mexico.
Or sorry, yeah, broke into the shed.
Broke into the
apartment.
shed. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. She got into
And
the
stole
shed.
all
when
my
you were
weed out of the out of the shed, that bitch.
I hate her. What was,
Ew.
oh man. Dude, I remember not to get too far up, but I remember grandma being like, she's bad news, Ben. I don't like her. And I was like, Grandma, you barely know her. You've seen her good side when she's around you. And she's like, nah, she's a bitch. And I was like, well, okay.
Yeah, nah, grandma was right. She was a
Bloodhound
bitch.
on that one.
She
But
was
dude,
a bitch.
when we were in Playa del Carmen, man, like it was me and Higginbotham. We were just like, whatever, we're gonna go to Cozumel and we're just gonna like get like scooters, and that's what we did for 2 days. We got scooters, and this guy gave us like an
Okay,
awesome
you actually
price,
drove them
dude.
bitches around?
Dude, we did Cozumel for 2 days, and we would do a different bar or restaurant, and then we would only do the beachfront one. So we'd eat like nachos or tacos, and then I would jump off, and we'd snorkel, and then you'd ride the current down the beach there, get back on your scooter, go to the next one. It was sweet. Like it was really dangerous, but it was really cool, and that's where I learned to like drive a motorcycle. Like was the scooters there? Like I'd never done it before. We lied through our teeth to the guy. We were like, I was like,
Oh yeah, we drive them all the time.
yeah, I was like, I have like a 1200 cc back at home, Power Stroke. Like this is easy. And then when I got the bike, I looked at the dude and I was like, so how do you turn it on? And he was like, oh shoot. He's like, you guys are so screwed. But dude,
Fuck driving on those roads. I would never drive on those
dude,
roads.
it's so sketchy.
Motherfuckers are
It was awesome.
even in and out of traffic.
Yeah, that's what we were like. Well, if the locals are doing it, let's do it. So like, we're going in and out of traffic. We're like hitting people's mirrors. We're like talking to people in like my broken Spanish. But just the matter that they like everyone has cocaine and hookers in Playa del Carmen to the point where it's like this scooter guy. He was like, he gave us a great price. It was awesome. We haggled him down. We like talked to other places. They're like, yo, that's a great price. We can't go that low. We show back up to him. And he's like, sweet, sign here. And he's like, are you guys like together? And I was like, we're straight. And he's like, well, I got some blow and some pretty girls in the back if you want to like hang out for a little bit. I was like, you're a scooter store.
Yeah.
And you got girls in the back
the
there right
hookers and
now?
coke though.
Yeah, I know. I know. So, dude, literally everywhere in Playa del Carmen, dude. I mean, that whole like Yucatan. You could ask the grandma, and she'd be like, "I got a little tin underneath the like, for a couple pesos, they'll give you a couple bumps."
Yeah, I didn't try anything down there in Mexico, but the driving was sketchy as fuck. I don't know how
Yeah,
you were
dude.
doing that. The guy who picked us up from the airport to bring us to the resort,
Yeah,
he stopped at the beer distributor and got everybody beers on the bus.
yeah,
Like he like asked for his
And
tips
he's
up
like-
front. He asked
yeah,
for the
yeah.
tip up
So he
front.
can drink and drive too.
And then he
You
got
guys-
everybody beers on the bus, and then he fucking cracked one too, and then he was
Yeah.
driving the bus, drinking a fucking brewski, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah, just blaring music as loud as possible. Yeah, dude, that's wild. There's no rules because it's also like that whole area you can tell too. Like the resort road really smooth. Like the back road's really bumpy. Why? Because it's all cartel owned, right? And the police and the cartel both know like this is really good for the economy. So the cartel are like, we'll bring in the economy. We won't cause any trouble, but we need security. White people want to come here if there's a bunch of cops in the back of pickup trucks with M60s. So like, can you chill around the Walmart? Can you chill around the entrance? It's gonna make the white people feel safe. The economy is gonna boost up. Like that whole area, it's like it's all cartel run, cartel owned. That's why everything's so nice. But like everyone's chill with it because it's a better economy than what the government can provide for them. So it's like, yeah, it's insane. I should have switched the screen to me when I was talking to that, but I'm kind of switching it manually, like I'm Jamie from Joe Rogan.
Oh, you're switching the screens right now?
Yeah.
Right now, I got 3 screens on. I don't know what the hell is going on. I got 3.
Yeah, ignore the
Three
little
joints.
bear. I gotta
Yeah, I
edit
don't know
him
what
out.
this little fucker's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a bot that I downloaded that records everything that's on this app. So it's like the easiest way. I feel like it's the easiest way, and I use Discord all the time for when I'm like gaming with like my buddies.
Yeah,
is
I've
what
never
we
done a
use.
podcast over Zoom. I did a podcast for a year in person with
Yeah.
people, but I never
Which
did
is
one
so
over Zoom.
hard,
So
dude. Yeah.
it is hard. My one boy, we did it every week, once a week for a year. And the second this motherfucker starts getting pussy, all of a sudden he can't come to the podcast. I'm like, bro, I edit this shit for 5 hours. It takes
Yeah.
me fucking 5 hours to edit this shit. You can't show up for
Yeah.
1 hour, motherfucker. Like, come
I know.
on, bro.
I know, dude.
Drive me
It's
nuts.
tough.
I just need you to
But
show up
I'm-
for an hour, dude.
Dude, the
An
meme
hour.
page started to hopefully get my buddies to be more consistent with a podcast because like I started a podcast in 2019, made it like 2 episodes, didn't know how to do anything. So I was like, I can't do anything. 2022 came along, end of 2022, beginning of 2023. I was like, yo, we've recorded a couple podcast episodes, but it was fun. But now you guys are getting like busy as far as it goes. And I'm like, this is like annoying. So I was in my head, I was like, if we have something to show for it, like YouTube takes a while to pick up on. So I was like, maybe I can start
consistency is
posting.
key.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe I can start posting on Instagram. And it was like, we got 5,000 followers out of nowhere. And I was like, guys, look, like, we're getting a following. This is growing. And I still couldn't schedule anything
Dude,
with anyone. So I
fucking
I put it
nightmare,
on
dude.
pause. Yeah, and then you already know, because I know you commented, but I did like 10 solo episodes, and I hate it because I can't
Dude,
tell.
it's impossible
on,
to do
dude.
solo podcast. Even a fucking 2-person podcast is so hard, bro. So
yeah,
hard.
dude. But granted, this is already 100 times easier than like than whatever.
Dude, I
like,
don't know
by
how people do
myself.
solo podcasts. I have no clue.
Oh,
I
don't
tried to
know,
do it
dude.
once before. I fucking took a drink beforehand. I took a couple shots beforehand to loosen myself up. And
Yeah.
I started the podcast, and then I started talking about how I had a couple drinks beforehand, but I don't
Yeah.
usually drink on weeknights, and how I'm just doing this to loosen myself up. I spent like 30 minutes talking about how I don't usually drink, and I just sounded like the biggest alcoholic. When I listened to it back, I was like, I sound like a straight up alcoholic. Like I'm
Dude, I
trying to
know.
lie to these people and tell them
Yeah.
that I don't drink when I really do. But yes,
Like,
I was like,
I'm in a dark
scrap
place.
that.
What am I doing recording this? I did like a episode last week because I was like, because like at night, I really feel like that's when like my creative juices start flowing. I was like, okay, I'll start talking at night. Maybe that'll help get it. Because I'm like, I'm unemployed right now. I'm like, this is the easiest scenario for me is to like if I want to get a podcast going, just do a bunch of episodes and like flood YouTube to kind of like get stuff going for it. And then anyway, but
Dude, I'm
I was
down. I'll do this shit whenever you need me, bro. Sign me up.
dude,
I'm 100%
that's what-
committed.
dude, when you were like once a week, I was like my homie. Not saying you have to, but it's also kind of being
Dude, I
like,
would love to. I would love to, bro, because I
Yeah.
was trying to do the same thing for so long with my boys, and it was so hard. It was like fucking pulling teeth with these motherfuckers trying to get them
dude,
to
I know.
do a goddamn podcast.
I
So
know,
I would love to
dude.
do it once a week.
All right, that's
Oh,
good.
Mary
I've
just got
got
home.
Oh yeah,
Say hi, Mary.
what's up, Mayor? How you doing?
What
Hey,
was
Dude,
I
we-
just-
I've already got Adam. He's gonna come on.
Let's go.
Yeah, so that's fun. I'm hoping he would like to do a couple episodes or maybe join in because Adam just flows so well, and he's the kind of guy that I'm like, dude, if you like, I love you to death, and if you didn't have like an awesome wife and girlfriend and like a good job and whatnot, I was like, and you were 20 years younger and committed to like comedy, you'd be like huge right now.
Oh, he's
you know?
hilarious. He's so
So it's
fucking
kind of
funny.
like me being like, whoa, that's like a perfect candidate to have on like a podcast. So yeah, like I'm getting him in. I've got a couple buddies. I'm gonna do a couple other episodes, but I'm like, dude, I need something I can do, someone I can have consistently on like every
me
week
know.
as far as it goes. Cause like one episode a week is chill if that's what you want to do. But for me, I'm like, if I want to do 2, I can get other people and then know that like Jake's right there
Sure.
too for whenever is good for him, and that gets
And you could do
more
one,
traction.
and once you get some traction, then you could put the second one on a Patreon. I mean, this is all.
Dude, I do no. I literally was thinking of that too. I was like,
That's what you should do. That's the business
yeah.
model. I mean, no one wants to hear about that shit in a podcast, but that is
Yeah.
the business model. That
dude, that's
you know what I mean?
100% what it is. And I'm kind of like, if I already act like, if we already put up a Patreon and we just act like don't act like we're starting out. Like, I need to get out of my mindset of like, I've got a good following, right? So I need to build it on a different platform. If I just act like it's an actual launch, act like it's a Patreon, like, and you just act like you're a real podcast, like it's gonna happen naturally. So I'm like, I'm thinking when we have more time, maybe next time or whenever, we got to figure out the schedules or whatnot. Like if we can keep it going for 2 hours, sure. If we can squeeze in a second episode, like
Hammer it
let's do
down.
it.
The details. I'm down. But what you should do is you should bank a couple of these
Yeah,
before you release.
and then you can
because then if you do have a cancellation one week, then because you got to drop one every week. If you miss a week, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I
you
know.
can see the numbers. You can see the
Yeah.
numbers plummet. So you got to
Trust
bank.
me.
You got to bank a couple. So then, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You can
dude,
fucking get back to
I'm
it.
I'm well aware, dude. It stinks. So, but it's like, I know I got the consistency. Like for me, Instagram, like it's a muscle at this point. Like I don't even think about it, and I've got stuff loaded for the day. It's not even
Right.
and it's not even good stuff. Like right now, my punchlines for my reels have sucked, but I've been doing a lot of screenshots for the post, and that's been getting a lot of like traction. That's sweet because. And for me, it's just like I'm on autopilot. Like I already know I wake up, I've got these loaded, I just hit send. And so if I can just get that going with podcasting, dude, then it'd work out really well.
All right, get this inside baseball out of here, though. No one wants to hear this inside baseball.
Enough shot
Get it out of
talk.
here. Let me go back to this fucking whore that I used to date. So she fucking.
Okay, yeah, my bad.
No, you're good. So she broke into my shed, stole my weed, right? When I was on vacation in Mexico. I came back from Mexico, realized that I had been robbed, obviously. And
Oh, really?
So then I went down into her room, and she left a bunch of shit in her room. So
Yeah.
then I took her shit hostage, and I said, "Yo,
Yeah.
you're not getting your shit back until you fucking give me the money for my weed that you fucking smoked, you bitch. You fucking bitch."
Yeah.
But then this bitch pulls up in a goddamn brand new baby Beamer.
No way. What?
I swear, pull up in a baby Beamer.
She get a
Handed me my
sugar daddy?
money. I must have been.
She got pimp. That's what it was.
Yeah, exactly. But so then hands me my money.
she came up in the pimp's the car the pimp got for her, dude. That's so funny.
Yeah, I have no clue. Like, and like she used to take my car to go to work.
Yeah.
And then I found out because I worked overnight at that time, so I would sleep during the day. She could take my car to go to work or whatever. And then I found out she was taking this shit down to the city and fucking hooking again like she was before.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm doing you a big ass favor, bitch. But then she pulls up to the crib in the brand new Beamer. And she was like, all right, like, where's my TV? Because she left her TV or whatever. And I was like, I don't got your TV. After she gave me the money. So then I took the money and I told her to fucking kick rocks. I never seen or heard from her again. Thank God.
You worried about the TV? You calling up in a little Beamer, dude.
I said, get the fuck out of here, bitch. Get the fuck out of here.
You're literally showing up to the shed, right?
I live in a goddamn shed, bitch.
You're coming up to your ex-boyfriend who lives in a shed, and you're asking him for the TV.
That's why it's so fucked up. That fucking Ethan stole that money from me. Motherfucker, my parents are getting divorced. I live in a goddamn shed, and you stole $700 from me. You know how fucked up you gotta be, bro?
Yeah, and you still come back and be like, hey, I understand your life's falling apart, but could I have that television back? That'd be really sweet.
Get the fuck out of here, motherfucker.
That was still come with DirecTV. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that was a fucking dark time on the Jakey Smith fucking time period. And
Dude,
the house was wrecked. The house was wrecked. The shit was fucked up.
Yeah,
Dad did not clean a single thing.
Dude, like I remember I think it was that one and only time I showed up to the house hung out at the house when like it was just Dad.
That's like peering into a black hole, yo. That's like standing on the edge of looking into
like we said, it was dark, dude. Yeah. But I get it. Like your whole universe is getting shattered. A lot of self-reflecting, and then like any man, he just buried it deep and forgot about it. But
There
Dude,
was
like,
self-reflection at that point.
dude, and that's the thing.
It's
But
all
then like,
gone now, but there was at that point. I swear to God.
yeah, I guarantee it. But then it came to a point where it's like, well, I found this girl or this thing, and it makes me happy, so I'm not going to worry about any of this other stuff anymore. I've got a good job now. I mean, I love Dad. He got his dream job, right? Which is great. But that also meant he's like, well, it's like things are looking up now. I don't really need to look. I don't have any adversity that's going to cause me to look inward, like at myself anymore. So that's when it just stopped working on himself.
I
But
think he's retarded, yo. I swear to God, I think he's retarded. I think he might actually be a special needs man, yeah.
we went that
I
roast you
swear
gave
to
your
God,
mom.
our mom
That
had
roast
sex
you
with a
gave your mom was
retard,
so
yeah. I swear to God.
But yeah, I remember there's this like weird like proverb or something like that. But it's like I always thought it was dumb. That's why I remembered it. But it's like if you want to know the state of someone's mind, look at their bedroom. And it's like because their bedroom's like their private domicile, so it's a direct reflection of like who they are at the moment. But it's like if the bedroom's messy, the brain's messy. Right now,
Oh,
kind
shut
of
the fuck up,
scenario.
Jordan Peterson.
Dude, I heard this like
You
I
got
heard
to
this-
clean your room. You got
Yeah, I
to
know.
fold your laundry.
I
Shut the
heard this
fuck up,
way
Jordan.
back in the
You're
day.
thinking
He
about a
must have
goddamn
heard it from the
redneck.
same guy I did. I
Dude,
guarantee.
that
Because
motherfucker.
I mean,
He's
this
like,
was back in 2017. So this is before he got big. That I was like,
you
oh,
got to
shoot.
make your bed. And then he's fucking taking a handful of Xanax pills and fucking
Yeah,
getting addicted to opiates. You fucking
Yeah.
clean your bed, bitch. You're fucking popping Xanax like the
Yeah.
goddamn Fred Flintstone
Yeah.
vitamins, yo.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about here?
It's like Dr. House just throwing him back every time.
Yeah, and then you're gonna
But
tell me
yeah.
how to live my life. What the fuck? You're a junkie, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And motherfuckers are showing up in a suit to watch him live. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo,
Oh, don't underestimate the hole that your existence leaves.
get a fucking
Yeah.
personality, dude. It drives me
Dude.
nuts. Drives me
Man.
nuts.
But that popped in my head. I was like, oh, we are in like deep waters right now, hombre, in this house.
That
like,
room is fucked.
yeah, it's not good. Dude, did I ever tell you about this dream that I used to have growing up?
What?
Okay, this is gonna sound super whack, but like, please, like, bear with me here as far as it goes. Dude, I had a reoccurring dream a lot when like I was a teenager of like it was always the same thing. I'd wake up, right? And it would be me going through the front door and the house is like completely dilapidated, right? And it's like a first person view, like Call of Duty view is like the dream. And I'm going through and I'm walking like and everything's in slow motion. I'm like, holy crap, the house is like a mess. And then like I go to mom and dad's bedroom and I'd open it up and hanging on the wall would be a wedding ring. And then I would just like stand in there and I would like in the dream I'd be like, wow, this sucks. I'm sad. And you kind of knew I was like, this is a broken home. And then like I'd wake up. I got that dream maybe 10 times. Like when I was in high school, being like, oh, there it is again. Like that sucks.
It's
And
so scary.
dude, it happened though. Like it was, I came back. Mom was like, yo, I was like, is this stuff here? And she's like, I think I got it from the attic. I'm not sure. I was like, I'd really want that stuff. It was from my mission. Like, are you chill if I just like go back home? She's like, I don't care. She's like, you got to break in, but yeah, sure, whatever. So I grabbed the ladder, I went back, and as I'm going through the living room, I was like, holy shit, this is my dream. That like I had going. It literally was like, I was like, oh no, holy crap. And then like I was like on autopilot, I walked in to mom and dad's room, and hanging on the wall was dad's wedding ring from a nail that he had. That used to be a picture. I was like, and like, dude, it like destroyed me, dude. Like I sat in that room for an hour, being like,
crazy, dude.
Dude, I think like emotionally, I think it was like I don't know if it was like a warning, but it was like it hit
That is
hard.
crazy.
It hit hard, but it didn't hit. I feel like as hard as it should have, because I was like, I've seen this before. Like I know why this is happening, but like legit, I was like, this is my dream that I had, dude. It was wild, and like dude, it was that was
That is dark.
Yeah, it was really, really dark. I was like,
That is
and like my
freaky
feet are
dicky.
moving, and I'm like, oh shoot, I know what's gotta happen now. And like I open up the door, and yeah, dad's wedding ring
It was there, dude. Whoa.
Yeah, dude. And then I pawned that and mom's ring with mom's blessing. Thank goodness.
Oh, did you
I was
really?
like, yeah, I don't remember how I ended up with mom's ring, but I did somehow. I can't remember what the context was, but she gave it to me. I got dad's ring, and then she like told me one day, she's like, you're in college, you have no money. If you want to pawn that, you can. And I was like, I'll get back together. And
He
then
said,
something
"Say
happened.
less.
Yeah, I
Say
don't know. Well,
less."
something happened, and I was like, "That's it." I was like, "I'm selling it," and
I'm
it was like,
selling that shit.
yeah, it was $300. So I was like, "All right,
Let's
whatever."
go. Dude, I
Yeah.
took the family weed to GameStop for $30 and I bought an eighth of weed with it. It was in the storage room. I was like, oh, we got a weed in here. I took that shit to
Yeah,
GameStop. I got an eighth with it. I was like, let's go.
dude, that's so funny.
But dude, you were talking about dreams. I never have dreams ever. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I looked it up. Some people say it's pot smoking. You never have dreams. But one time I had a dream where me and you got in a fight in a bathroom, right? I called
Yeah.
you after this. We got in a fight in a bathroom, and I fucking took your head, right? And I slammed it against the sink. It was like one of those white sinks.
I remember you calling me, dude.
Dude, and I pulled your head up, like, right?
Yeah.
Whole head was gone, like
Oh.
exploded. Like it was just like a neck with like a just like blood, like your head was
Yeah, yeah.
gone, bro. Like I smashed that shit into a
Yeah,
million
yeah,
pieces,
yeah.
bro. And then I
Dang.
woke up, I was like, like, I was so scared. I literally
what did I
called you. I was
do?
like, "Yo, are you okay? Are you okay, dude?"
You have to
So
tell me
scary.
right now that you're okay.
Dude, so scary. Yeah, I don't remember any of my dreams really, but when I
Yeah.
have one, it's fucking vivid as shit. I used to have a reoccurring dream when I was growing up. That I was getting chased by spiders, and that's why I was always definitely afraid of spiders.
Yeah, I
I
remember
had this
you not
same
liking that.
dream over and over and over again,
Yeah.
where I'd be getting chased by a massive spider. It was like the size of the fucking what's that show with the fucking Millie Bobby Brown? It's
like
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
It
Yeah,
was
or
like
like
that
Harry
big.
Potter spiders.
It was like the Stranger Things black monster
Yeah.
size. Like it was like massive, like hundreds of feet tall. And I'd
Yeah.
have the same dream reoccurring over and over again. But that shit was scary as fuck. And then you still watch that show?
Dude, I think so. I mean, I'll watch it when it comes out, but it's kind of like I'm not waiting on like pins and
next
needles.
season.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
waiting
how
on
I
the
feel
next
about it.
season to come out as far as it goes. It's like when it does, but I've got better stuff to watch. When it dropped, I was like, this is like sweet, but then like I don't know, like it wore out his welcome. And
Dude, the thing with that show that cracks me up is the ending of every season is the same. Literally every single Stranger Things episode or season ends with Millie Bobby Brown going like this.
yeah, yeah.
She's just and then I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that was the same thing that happened last season. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? Yo?
Yeah, they just get a
At
little
some
bit bigger
point-
every season.
They're like, she lost her powers. And then at the
Yeah.
end, last episode of the season, she gets her powers back and she's
Yeah.
like,
What if she flips a truck instead of a car this season? Like, oh, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff.
yeah, I'm like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I'm so done with
Dude.
this.
Yeah, I mean, I also kind of like, I mean, I don't want to go too public. I know she's listening to this, but like, I kind of hate Millie Bobby Brown, if I'm being honest.
I think it's
Like-
weird that people think that her and the Wednesday Adams chick are sexy. I'm like, yeah, they look like they're in middle school, dude. Like,
Yeah,
why
yeah,
do
yeah,
people
yeah.
think that they're sexy? Yeah.
Yeah, there were subreddits of like when Millie Bobby Brown turns 18, like we're waiting for the pics, essentially. And I was like,
I
that's
mean-
so dark, dude. That's so weird. I don't know, man.
That's like Bad
But-
Baby when she turned 18.
Yeah,
hear about
well,
that?
she's making bank, dude, right now.
Well, she
knew
turned
it was
18, she
coming.
made the OnlyFans, and then like a week later, she was like, I think anybody who signed up for my OnlyFans is a pedophile. Like, y'all are weirdos, yo.
Dude,
you were waiting. Yeah, I was like, she's
She
right.
went full nuclear on her audience.
She's 100% right, yo.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking-
She's not wrong, dude. That's the thing. But yeah, dude, that Millie Bobby Brown annoys me. I don't know why. I think it's because she's like, I feel like she's like, I know everything. Like every interview I've ever heard with her, I was like, dude, you love the camera being on you right now. So I don't know.
How about did you see the what's her fucking face? One of the ones that the Nickelodeon dude was molesting. Ariana Grande in the Wicked movie.
Oh yeah. Did
Have
I
you
tell
seen
you how I
that?
watched Wicked?
Did you watch Wicked?
Yeah. Because we did it on Thanksgiving, and Mikkel's like family. We did it late, right before the showing, so we had it. Just the front row was available, so I was front
Oh.
row, far left.
That's
So
the
like I
worst.
watched the whole movie like this. So I was like, oh
Yeah, like,
yeah, the entire movie. Just, oh wow, so cool. But yeah, I remember like because she would do like feet stuff on Nickelodeon, right?
Dude, Nickelodeon was wild, yo. They would do like cum shots and shit.
Yeah,
They'd
I
have them-
remember that. They would like
They'd
splash
have
with
the kids
water.
like squeeze something and like shoot him in the face, and it was like just clearly a cum shot, like
yeah,
right
yeah,
on
yeah.
camera. And then they're
Yeah.
like, I don't know what happened to Amanda Bynes. Like,
Yeah, right.
she's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, this behavior of her is so out of left pocket, and then you watch the documentary, and it's like, and Amanda Bynes was his favorite.
yeah, you're like,
that
oh.
makes sense.
Have you seen Drake
Yeah.
Bell? You heard it, he got molested or whatever?
Yeah, I did, dude. The first of all, Drake Bell, he went to his last concert before the allegations was here in Rexburg. He like, I don't know how, but we threw a block party here, and Drake Bell showed up, and that's what he like. That was a
What?
concert. Yeah, for a bunch of Mormon kids. He was like performing, and then like the next week,
He
it's
said-
like, have you heard of what's happening with Drake Bell? And I was like, ooh, that's not a good look.
Did you see his music video?
Was it the one where the girl's like, you can see through everything? Basically, it's like super sexual.
Nah. He made a song about getting molested.
Oh no way, really?
Dude, it's hilarious. That's fucked up to say that it's hilarious, but it is kind of funny because it's so on the nose. It's so funny. Like, it's not
Yeah.
funny, but it is funny. Like,
Dude,
because
it was
so.
it was
it's
like
on
gnarly.
the
It was like
nose.
every night.
Dude, in the music video, like, it's like a little boy who like goes into like the dressing room or whatever,
Oh no.
and then he like comes out of the dressing room, and then like the camera pans to like a tube of Ben Gay, like, which is like what you like put on like your asshole after. Yeah, like it was so like on the nose, like
Yeah,
the camera
there's no
literally
mystery.
pans to a
yeah.
tube of
Yeah.
Ben Gay. I'm like, yo, like what, Drake
Yeah,
Bell?
what?
Like,
Like the stories were wild. I'm sure they're all true too. That's the thing.
oh,
of,
they
like,
were
him-
wild, yeah.
Of him waking up being like, oh, like I was asleep on your sofa, and now like I'm wrestling with you right now, dude. And him being like, Mom, I don't want to go back to sleep over at his house, and his mother being like, "Hey, it's a 15-minute drive to the studio. It's far. Why don't you just sleep with him? It's fine. Like he's a nice
Ugh.
dude." Yeah.
Yeah, the
and then
parents fucked up.
he had all the John Wayne Gacy memorabilia in his garage.
Yeah, he had like written letters from John Wayne Gacy. Like he would email or he would send him
Yeah.
letters in prison, and then John Wayne
Yeah,
Gacy
yeah.
would send them back to him. Yeah,
The,
like what
the
the
biggest
fuck?
red flags you could ever get as a parent that this dude is a child molester is
And the
oh,
dad
he
was
worked
saying
for-
it too.
Yeah, dude, I know because he's
The
like
dad knew that shit. The dad was like,
Dude, I
"Yo, this is
know.
whack, bro."
sniffed it out from a mile away, and they're like, and the mom's like,
He's
listen,
like, I don't know.
I'm tired of you, Richard. There's a reason this marriage didn't work out. You're just trying to tell me what I know. Dude, that
Yeah.
definitely was her being like, we're recently divorced. I'm putting the foot down because I've got my freedom now. And then, man, your little boy bit one hell of a bullet after that. Well,
Dude, the-
kind of hell of a pillow after that.
Dude, oh.
Dang,
the-
dude.
The craziest shit that's been going on, with the P Diddy shit.
Yeah.
Is that remember when Cat Williams went on Shannon Sharp's
Yeah,
podcast?
yeah. And he was saying,
Shannon Sharp was all like,
everything.
"No, Cat,
Chill.
no, Cat, no, Cat."
Yeah,
But Cat Williams on that podcast, he's like, "Because P Diddy be wanting to party, and you got to tell him no." That's what he said on that podcast months ago,
Yeah,
way
I know,
before all
dude.
this shit happened. Yeah, dropping fucking dimes on
He
the people.
got it. But that's the thing is like with Cat Williams is like you have to like a lot of it's true, but a lot of it isn't true. Like he doesn't read 7 books a day.
There's
but
no way. I think it
also-
was like 4,000 a year or something like that.
Yeah,
think is what he said.
yeah.
He's like, I read $4,000,
4,000
4,000 books a year. You're like,
Books a
"Alright."
year.
Yeah.
He said, if you want to
Everybody
protect
be
that
in here
virgin
saying
booty
that
hole.
I don't know how to read, but Cat Williams know how to read in here and get away from me.
Yeah, but he knew he was up to some shit.
I mean, he got a couple of invites and then his inner city homophobia kicked in. He was like,
None of that gay stuff around me.
have you ever seen the guy who works at the bodega and he'll like say gay stuff to the? I think he's in Chicago somewhere or something. But he'll say gay stuff to the guys who come in and be like,
Like,
"Oh, all right, sweetie, like have a good
Yeah.
one." And they're like
yeah.
activated
what?
immediately. They're like, "What?"
Yeah,
Or like
yeah.
he'll like go to pay and he'll like put his hand on their hand, like touch
Yeah,
their
yeah,
hand.
yeah,
and they're
yeah,
like-
yeah. And they won't grab their stuff after. They'll be like,
Yeah, they're like, "What
"Oh."
the fuck?" And now
There's
he's like,
one of some guys like, can you double bag that now that you just did that? And but
yeah, he'll
Yeah.
put like rainbow stickers on guys on their stuff, and they're like,
Yeah.
Fucking get activated.
Yeah. Dude, have you ever off topic, but it's another like internet celebrity I think is probably gonna get shot one day. Have you ever seen the Cartnark?
Nah.
He's like, I mean, you don't ever see his face, but I'm guessing he's like 120 pounds at most, right? But if you don't put your shopping cart away, right, he'll run up to your car and he'll throw a magnetic like bumper sticker on that says like I'm a bad person, essentially, and like that's his whole living. Or like he'll stick like a suction cup uh like like flag that says like I suck at putting a shopping cart away on people, and then like he records like people's reactions. But the thing is, like, he lives in like middle of nowhere, Mississippi. So it's a small town. Everyone's got to know him. They're all fat old people. So they're like chasing him around the parking lot, and he's like being like, "You're fat, you're slow, you'll never get me," haha, and is just laughing at them the entire time. And it takes one dude with a revolver to end that entire like YouTube channel. And that's exactly what's gonna happen to that dude one day.
You ever seen the video of the chick who got nutted on in the grocery store?
Yeah, I did. Was that in Philly?
It wasn't Philly.
That
Yeah.
was in Philly. Yeah.
It was in Philly. She chased after this guy. She's like, he nutted on my leg.
Yeah,
Yo,
I remember
how
all
is
the
that even
comments were like,
possible, bro?
yeah.
He must have been like warming up in the aisle or something like that. Like I don't even know how you could possibly sneak nut on somebody in the grocery store. Like
He's
it doesn't
warm.
even
He
make.
was doing an over the pants warm up, dude. That's what he's doing, man.
Dude, he's like a fucking no man gets left behind, in and out, Navy
Yeah.
SEAL style.
Dude,
Fucking nutted on my leg.
Yeah, I treat it like Bin Laden. 2 shots and he's out of there.
Dude, he was gone. Yeah,
mean,
no, that
dude.
video always cracked me up. Oh, dude, my Twitter is crazy though.
Why?
My Twitter, like, I don't follow anybody. I don't follow anybody. But if I go on Twitter at any given moment, it is the craziest video that you ever seen.
Someone dying.
Yeah, I just watched a video earlier. Some guy who fucking like opens up the door to a restaurant and fucking throws a hand grenade in on the ground and then just
Yo,
fucking walks
was this in
away. It's
Israel?
always in like Brazil. It's always Brazil. You know what I mean?
Brazil or Russia?
Yeah, it's always Brazil and
yeah,
Russia.
Yeah. And
You
that
see
dude,
that video of the guys getting in a knife fight?
yeah, in Brazil, and the dude.
No, in Russia, in Ukraine. The
I
dude's
saw one in
getting a-
Brazil where a dude loses his hand and he's like pissed as he's picking his hand up. He's still yelling at the dude
Yes,
as
I've
he's
seen
holding
that.
his hand. Yeah.
I've seen that. I think that was in Haiti. I think that was butt naked. You ever
Yes.
seen that?
Yeah.
You ever seen that video? The dude is eating some guy's leg in Haiti.
No.
Dude, he's just eating some guy's leg like it's a fucking like turkey leg at the Renaissance fair, bro. Crazy. I'm like, what is Twitter sending me?
Wait,
I don't
what is
want to
that?
see this shit.
I'm so glad we're watching the same stuff at like 2:00 in the morning when we can't sleep.
I don't follow anybody, yo. Twitter is suggesting me videos of people getting murdered. Like, I literally don't follow anyone. Like, how is
Yeah.
that my algorithm? I guess they see me clicking on it, and then they're like, "Oh, this guy must like videos of hand grenades and leg eating."
Yeah. Yeah, that's that's a good point. Yeah, and you know if it's like a live leak video, you know it's gonna be China, and it's like some kid getting swept underneath a cement truck, or like a giant piece of machinery is gonna turn them into a blender.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the one with the logs, and the
I'm trying
logs
to think
are
of
like all stacked up, and it like falls on this dude's head, and his head fucking just pops off because the log like
Oh.
falls on the back of his head and just fucking.
Dude,
Crazy. I'm like, I don't need to see this shit, Twitter.
Yeah,
Why are you sending this to me?
yeah, dude. There's one of his
Wait,
kids.
it's either porn or some guy getting murdered.
Yeah,
on
it's
Twitter.
always the two.
I don't
That's the
follow
thing.
anybody. How
No,
is this in my feed?
I know. I'll be like, Mikkel, don't look at my phone. I don't look at this. It literally just pops up. I was like, I don't understand why, but dude, the live leak one of the. Did you ever see the guy that got stuck in the giant lathe? I think it was like a metal shop, and so it's like a lathe that spins. It's like 40 feet long, and he got his coat like jacket like stuck in it, and it like Looney Tunes like just sucked him up and started spinning. And then like I don't know who edited the live leak video, but like let's fast forward to like a minute later, and it's just like leg flying off, foot flying off, hand
Oh.
flying off. It's like just throwing body parts in the air for him.
Oh, I've seen it. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrible.
Oh dang, dude, that got dark.
X is wild.
Yeah.
And then it'll just be like some lady giving a blowjob. I'm like, bro, what? I just watched someone get murdered. Now you're trying to send me a blow. I swear, it's China. This is China. They polluted our Twitter airways.
Too extreme, dude. They're trying to ruin us, man. That's why. They're
You don't see that shit on TikTok.
trying to get me smooth brain. That's why. But
Yeah, the last time I did a podcast, I ended up not releasing it because I was drunk as shit and I was saying some wild shit. I said that Aunt Jemima had an extra muscle in her leg or something like that. It was fucked up. It was fucked up. I don't know. I listened back to it. I was like, what was I even talking about? Yeah. And then we
no one can know this information.
and then we watched the current event of some dude who he went into Chipotle and he shot the place up because they didn't give him extra guac when he asked for guacamole.
Yeah.
And then I played Many Men by 50 Cent and I said, Many men want guacamole. But yeah,
You're
I
like
guess
looking over. You're like, there's some good content, guys.
and then the next day I was like, what the fuck was I doing? I was listening back to it. I was all drunk singing Many Men about some guy shooting up a Chipotle. I was like, oh, I can't release this.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah,
bury this deep down.
yeah. No one can know this.
Yeah, and Mary's
We're
brother's
gonna
like
release it on your funeral.
prison
dude.
guard, and he was on that episode. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. You're like, I'm sorry. This is a bad side of me.
I've never had anything I've said on a podcast get back to me, except for twice. So, and I've said, dude, when I first started my podcast with my friends and shit, dude, we
Yeah.
were naming.
Yeah, you guys were name
names,
dropping
dog.
everyone, dude. That's
Dude,
why
we
everyone
were
was
name
listening.
dropping everyone, yo. People were pissed as a
Pissed, yeah.
motherfucker. We didn't think anybody was gonna listen to it. One kid I went to high school with, you know when you watch porn and on the side it says local horny MILFs? It says local
Oh,
horny
yeah.
MILFs in your area.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
mom
yeah. That was his
was
mom.
the local horny MILF in the ad, yo. Like, yo, I
She's
think about
paying for that
whenever I hear about someone who killed himself in high school, it blows my mind that it wasn't this kid. Every single time I hear about it, I'm like, this kid has a reason, yo.
Yes.
That is the worst possible thing that you could ever have happen to you. And if that kid is all right, then I'm all right. All right. Whatever I got to deal with is not nearly as bad as this kid's mom being a local horny MILF who needs cock. Like, you know what I mean? It can never get
if
that
you
bad.
can make it through it. Yeah, if
Yeah,
you can
I
get through
can
the
make it
day, you
through
can
it.
get through the day.
That's what I mean. I think about that all the time. I'm like,
That's so funny.
first episode, we name dropped that kid and we talked about this, and I was like, "Oh God, we weren't even thinking."
Darn it.
He
Oh,
never.
man.
I don't think he ever found out though.
That's
Shouts out to Quinn Scobb. If you're listening, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, bro. You're a good guy. I love you, dog. I wish nothing but the best. I think he's a dentist now.
No
So, what's
way.
up?
He bounced back.
Yeah, what's up?
He's doing better than us. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, shouts out.
The
dog.
universe gave you like a freebie on that one.
They hooked it up. They
Yeah.
hooked it up.
Yeah. That's so
Yeah,
funny,
his-
dude.
Yeah, shouts out to Q Scobb.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I had another chick who hit me up because we told a story about how when my friend got drunk one time at a party, she pulled his pants down and took a picture of his wiener when he was blacked out.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, that whole scenario is his like username handle on our fantasy
Yeah.
league. Yeah.
But yeah, we said her name on the podcast, and then she tried
Oh,
to
did
come
she
at us.
reach out?
She reached out. She was like, "That shit never happened." And we were like, "Bitch, that shit happened.
That
You think I
definitely
forgot
happened.
about that shit? I remembered it." And then she was
Yeah.
like, "I think she kind of folded." She was like, "All right, like you know, what I
Yeah.
mean? What am I gonna
Oopsies.
do about that?"
Yeah.
But yeah,
Dang, dude. Well, we're at an hour 14, which is wild because
perfect.
that flew by.